Hello movie fans, it's the Drinkers coming back at you with yet another review.
Today we are gonna review the movie The Mule, directed by Clint Eastwood and starring Clint Eastwood.
This is a story about a 90-year-old drug mule and his adventures. What do you think?
The movie is actually based on the actual story, but curious story doesn't mean that then it can be made in a movie. The direction was not good at all, coming from Clint Eastwood. It was quite boring, uninspired. There were too many boring scenes that didn't mean anything too much about the story per se. And then also the movie, like in many other movies from Clint Eastwood, they tried to be socially engaging, but actually it came out to be cowardly, politically correct.
So we watched this movie together, and we watched it also with another friend of ours.
Yes.
And he's a little bit older than us, and he had a different reaction than us, and I didn't understand it, and we had very similar reactions when we first watched it and said, hey, this movie really just didn't hit home because the characters didn't necessarily develop and miss by Clint Eastwood. But I had more time to think about it, and I think I misunderstood the movie and its entire premise. Which is, I think this is a superhero movie for old people. And if you think of it from that perspective, it's actually a pretty good movie where the old person gets to drive and he's relied upon for many different things. He gets money to help out his family, which is what anybody wants to have when they're old, and to be accountable and be responsible for something.
But I don't buy that because to look like a selfish person, because that's part of the character. Actually, that was done correctly, I believe. And I'm okay with that. The part that I don't buy at all is that it reminds me Gran Torino, but Gran Torino is an amazing movie compared to this one. So this was just another take of the same kind of basic story behind, but it didn't come out very well.
There are not many movies that Clint Eastwood can cast himself on and not being the same exact repetitive movie. Gran Torino, $1 Million Baby, and this movie is pretty much the same character for him.
But taking on what you said, why don't we get together in 30 years from now? We watch it again when we will be old, and let's see if it gives us a different feeling.
If we're alive in 30 years, and there are other people.
I will be, yes.
Okay, so let's
I will be, and I will be dressed like Iron Man.
You will... I don't believe Iron Man will be a superhero by then.
Wow, wow, wow.
I will walk around with a cane as the old man.
You will be an hammer of Thor.
So how many times would you rewatch this movie?
Maybe one.
I will watch it one more time in 30 years. So we're going to pose for your entertainment's sake.